what we are going to be doing today is taking our hand. Either one will work, it doesn't really matter. And we are going to want to take our pen or pencil and trace around it. We can take our time, but just sort of hug the insides or the outsides of our hand as we trace it along. And then after that, we can take our tool of choice, and one by one, I suggest using one color at a time. One by one, create lines that sort of make the shape of our hand. And you'll see that whenever I make mine on this side, on this paper. But here's a little close-up of what I did. I started at the very top, whatever was going to be my top portion, and started to jump over the insides of my fingers whenever they came along. And I try to make a straight line all the way to the edge. I mean, if I don't, that's okay. Some of these lines, they end up getting really, really close to each other. It just kind of happens. But the whole idea is to have a little optical illusion that you create one line at a time, go all the way across. So it's just something fun to do. Treat it like a little puzzle if you'd like. It's all about the journey, not about the end result. Keep that in mind. All right, so now, before I actually start, I want to show you, I outlined my hand in pen, and actually I first created everything using a pen. However, you can also erase the lines if you use a pencil. That way you don't have this outline and it just kind of looks a little ghostly. So that's just something to keep in mind. And because I don't have an example of using a pencil, I am going to use a pencil. I want you guys to see it. But like I said, if you like the line to be there, then by all means, make that line. So take your hand and take your tool, whatever you're using. If you want to go and start at your wrist level, you certainly can. I'm trying to hug the outsides of my hands, like so. Take your time with it. Go over your joints, sort of feel the pencil moving around. Almost there. There we go. Very skinny wrist. I'll probably erase that later. I'll give y'all another few seconds to do that. And in the meantime, pick your colors out. In this original one, I used 3 different colors, but for you guys, any amount is totally fine. Like, you can literally do every single color that you own. Like, that's okay. Now, if it were me, that would drive me crazy, but you're a painting, you're a picture. Let's see. I know I've got an eraser somewhere around here. I'm pretty constantly misplacing all of my pieces. Oh, I'll find it. Okay. So the next part is the really fun part. Pick a color, any color. If you want to be more organized with how you place your colors, you certainly can do that. What I did was I started with one color and I put in as many lines as I could until I felt it was time to move on to a different one. Now remember, our lines are going to start out straight, and you're more than welcome to watch me first. Start out as straight as you can get them. Once you hit your finger, make it jump over like that. Go straight again, because you're on the table portion of your picture. Jump over to the other side of your finger. Now you're on the table again. Jump again. Keep on going. Now, see this part, this is where I accidentally went in and ended a little lower than where I started, and that is absolutely okay. Just keep on going. In fact, I think I started up here and just kind of slowly made my way down. That's okay. This is where the optical illusion starts to form. I'm on my table again, starting on the edge. And I keep saying table because I'm just pretending that this is a table on the background here. Same little thing. Make it round, table again. Although I tried to make it round, wasn't very successful. That's okay, because we have power in numbers. We're gonna have so many lines in here that it's not gonna matter. Keep jumping over every single finger and then continue on your way. I look at this and it kind of feels like my hands have something on top of them, like they're kind of stuck. I like to create little stories inside my head whenever I'm doing any kind of art project. So feel free to let your mind wander. That is the beauty of doing any kind of art project, is that you can let your thoughts freely jump in and out of your head, weave around, do what they will. And in doing so, it's almost like meditation. Letting your mind wander and just let them be thoughts. Now, eventually, you'll get to a very large portion of your hand. I just want to show you how that looks. Now, if you look at your actual hand, yes, it curves a bit. Your actual hand, of course, you might be able to see some veins or other tendons sticking up. We're gonna just erase all that. Just pretend it's not even there because we're looking at a blank piece of paper. And I know that can be a little difficult, but again, we're just trying to do this the best we can. See that? I jumped up, made a slight curve, and it curved a little more slightly downward again before meeting the table. Like that. Now, eventually, you'll also get to a finger that isn't completely facing straight up. It's a little bit more diagonal. So my thumb here is a little more diagonal for those parts. If you wanted to save them for later, you definitely can, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to tackle that. Same way I tackled everything else. Has a slight curve, not a major one, just like that. Now you can switch colors at any time. You can add more colors whenever you feel the need to. This project might take you 5 minutes to complete, might take you 25 minutes to complete. You're more than welcome to make different versions of them if you'd like. I decided to jump on to a new color. I tried to keep my highlighter away from the blue line, but it didn't quite happen that way. And that is okay. Because again, it is about the process. Honestly, I kind of want to see what it looks like with thicker lines. I have the thick side of my Sharpie that I can use. Anytime you are doing any of these projects, You are more than welcome to put some music on in the background. Music is very relaxing, at least for me it is. I have my own special playlist that I turn to every time I do something. This part that I'm on right here doesn't quite make sense. Wasn't exactly clear cut. This is right where the fingers ended. So I did the best I could with jumping up and down. What's everybody using today? I'm really curious. Is anyone else using highlighters? Or somebody using crayons?
I'm using my daughter's markers from her school kit.
Oh, nice.
They sent her this really nice little school kit, and it comes in handy.
It's a lot of colors.
There's oil
Super cute.
pastels and crayons and colored pencils, but and markers, but I'm just using the markers.
Nice. Susan, I saw you hold something up. Oh, it's a highlighter, right?
Highlighters. Yeah, I'm using
nice.
highlighters.
Very cool. At any point, you guys are more than welcome to show us your creation, finished or not. Good to see what everyone else is doing every once in a while. See, this line is getting a little funny. That's okay. Something about these two fingers that the lines keep getting a little crooked. I like to imagine that my hand is under a bunch of lasers. A lot of lasers going over it. I think I need glue in mine. Something that I have not done yet. I haven't tried this out yet, but it might be kind of fun to, at some point, after you're finished doing everything horizontally, maybe see what it would like to make everything go vertically instead. Maybe for another project, if you're up for it. Might be kind of cool to see what you can do with that. Anything to kind of get you thinking about what you're doing. Another little thing that you might be able to try is see how close you can get to each and every line, perhaps with a different color. Here's what I mean. I want to see how close I can get to this orange without crisscrossing over. I'm sort of making my own little challenge within this drawing. That is another thing that I personally find is a benefit to making art like this. See what kind of challenges you can give yourself. Just as a little brain exercise. Things tend to get a little bit confusing around where the fingers begin, like right down here. So how can I work through it? That is one thing that I always loved about drawing in general. How can I guess, overcome some of the challenges that drawing from real life possessed? Always had to work through different types of lines, work through, I don't know, doing, making everything proportional, putting things in perspective. Now, this is probably a good intro to that kind of thinking. How do I curve it just right? How do I curve this finger just right? If you are just starting out doing art in general, then using whatever products you can afford is a good thing. Like anything that will allow you to not feel bad about starting over and doing a new project, trying something again. Maybe it didn't work out the first time. It's okay if you use more paper as long as it's cheaper. Which is also why I love using Crayola watercolors too, because they're nice, cheap, and they're super bright. It really surprises me how bright they are. So just in case there's anyone out there using pencil, I'm gonna look for that eraser again so I can erase my lines. I can show you what it looks like without the line. I think part of the problem is that I cleaned my desk the other day, so I don't know where anything is anymore because it's cleaner. around an eraser. So I'm just going to do a few more lines, like in those areas that are feeling a little bit like they need something. In the meantime, would anyone like to share what they have? Finished or not, it's okay. Oh, yay, Erin. I love that big pink line. That's beautiful. And I love how close you were able to get some of your lines together. Beautiful, thank you.
I wasn't getting my curves right, so I'm starting again on another one. You can see they're kind of flat there.
I'm looking for you. There you are. Oh, I see there. Like kind of in the middle there.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. The fingers are beautiful though. Like and the thumb too. Very
I'm trying
cool.
to
show up. My light is not so good here. This is what I got.
There you are. Oh, there we go. Those curves are really good though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you did a lot.
Thinking a lot. I've been teaching Suraj patterns, my son's patterns in his kindergarten class. Very pattern.
Very cool. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, so I'm gonna see what it looks like now when I erase. Let's see how well I preserved the shape of the hand. I do see some areas that I could have gone over with more of my marker, but I'm sure I could do that later. There we go. It's just kind of this enigma. It's just the shape of the hand. Now you can see little hints of a pencil. Whatever was underneath the marker, whenever I went over it, that stayed, but it's not a whole lot. So kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Like all that. Now it might be kind of cool to, I'm going to start my next one, and I think I'm going to have it go the opposite side. See what comes out of that one. And again, I'm going to do it with pencil. Maybe different colors. Let's see. There we go. Now, I know we already asked this question, but if anybody else has any art experience, we'd love to hear that. Just in case you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself or about what you've done with art, we'd love to hear it. Even if it's your first time. Well, almost there. It's a lot harder drawing something with your left hand. There we
Here's
go.
mine. I don't know if I did the lines over my fingers enough. I don't know if you could see it. They look kind of flat,
Yay.
I think. I don't know.
Oh, yay.
So,
No, they definitely look like they're rounded. Like I
okay.
can see maybe a few lines, but I think that's only because they're thicker lines. That's the only
Yeah.
reason.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Kinda cool.
love it.
Yeah.
Your colors are super bright too.
Yeah, I get crazy. I used all 6 of them that I had. I went crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard not to sometimes. Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
I think I'm gonna try the pencil one next. So
Yeah, totally. I think for me, I made my fingers a little too thin, so I'm gonna try to redraw that. I'm also gonna see what it's like, and this can be a suggestion for anyone like yourself, Susan, if you want to try the pencil version. You could go over it with your pencil, and then afterwards erase some of your lines. And I'll show you that in a second here. Yeah, I'm gonna start over again. Do that again. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. It's a lot harder to draw with your left hand. Although, believe it or not, I used to try to paint with my left hand, and I became okay at it. A lot better than I thought I was ever going to be. But then MS happened, and I think I just sort of lost all concentration. Couldn't really do it again after that, but could always pick it up again, painting with my left hand. There we go, much better. Okay, so here's what I meant when I was talking about the pencil method. And if you were to very, very lightly and gently erase some of your lines, they won't really show up quite as much as they did underneath the markers. For example, when I used my my orange marker, you could really see the pencil underneath it. But if you were to just very lightly go over, you definitely still want to see your pencil marks, but just erase some of it. There we go. You can still see my pencil marks quite well. Would anyone else like to share?
Oh, Agnes is gonna have to say, thank you so much, Hannah, and
Yeah.
also Casey for hosting. And I'm gonna have to sign off because mom duty is calling. But thank you. It was so
Yeah.
much fun.
No worries.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night.
Night.
Hope we
Thanks
see
for
you next
joining us.
time.
Okay, great. Bye-bye.
Bye. Very cool. Just in case anyone is wondering what we'll be doing next week, we will be using highlighters. I know we still have 15 minutes, but I wanted to show you. There it is. There it is. I call this my little highlighter journal doodle. I created it inside a little journal that I have, but of course, any piece of paper is totally fine. But I like to create very, very simple flowers, like this, like these types of things, and they really are much more simple than one would think. And we can layer highlighter colors on top of each other just to create a little bit of depth using only highlighters and a pen. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Can you tell I love highlighters? There. Yeah, you'll find that the more classes you take with me, the more you'll see different types of patterns or elements sort of start to repeat themselves. And that's also because I don't see the point in reinventing the wheel, if you want to put it that way. I like to make things very simple and easy to understand. So I always do the same types of flowers. Every once in a while, I'll try to branch out and make something else a little bit, something different, make that a little easier to draw or create somehow. but for the most part, those are my three main flowers. Oh, on the phone. Decided to throw blue in there because why not? Now to erase what's left of those pencil marks. Almost looks like it's under a blanket of lines. I'm gonna tear mine out. Ah, Judy. Oh, thank you for joining, Judy. Thank
This
you
is
for
mine.
joining. Bye, Judy. Okay, Susan.
This is mine with the pencil erased out of the hand. I don't know if you can see it.
There we go.
Kind of,
Doesn't
yeah,
that
it's
look
weird.
surreal?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so cool. Like, I actually really love the bottom portion where all your lines sort of meet kind of down here by the thumb.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that part. It's so colorful.
Kind of weird looking, but like it's weird.
So it kind of looks like they're all dipping in to the one area and then sort of lightly coming on out.
Yeah.
Totally intentional, I'm sure. Lovely. Thank you, Susan. Trying to find my other pieces so that I can put them side by side. Here they are. Ta-da. Now I definitely need to add more of the lines coming up here, but not a bad spread. They look pretty cool right next to each other. I hope you guys took away a little bit about, I don't know, drawing some lines and trying to figure out how lines sort of form on top of the surface of things. This is a great start to that. I think you all did fabulous. I love seeing everybody's pieces. See if I can pull this out.
I did this really quick, so I don't think it came out good, but can you see what I was going for?
Yeah, let me pin you real quick. There we go. Oh, you went for a heart.
Yeah, I decided after I did the hand to try it with a different shape, and I think it came out kind of cool.
That's lovely. I love that.
There's my hand one that came out better.
There we go. No, I love that. But I feel like all that you did with the hand sort of prepared you to go in and do the heart after that.
I just thought, can I do another shape? And it worked.
Yeah, you did it. I love it. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Super cool, guys. I guess the key takeaway is that it's all about the journey and, you know, just sort of doing what comes to mind in order to meet this end goal here of tracing your hand and creating this little optical illusion. It's sort of I don't know, something that I love to do is I love the journey in the artwork and not so much the product, you know. Unless I have something clear in my head, then that's when art becomes frustrating. But I try not to go that way, that route so much. Because it can be frustrating sometimes, but not if you use art as your meditation or your sort of way to relax. Going in there with no expectations at all. Lisa, can we see your work? That's okay.
Yeah, I don't have erasers and my crayons are like really like the old fat crayons.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't very easy to do, but whatever. Like you said, it's meditation.
That's okay. You did
Absolutely.
it. Mm-hmm. And at least you tried it, so that's totally okay. Very cool. I think I just honestly like the fact that.
Oh, nice, Erin.
Oh, yay, Erin. Oh man, your colors are so cool. Very
Yeah, where
cool.
the like thumb meets, I was getting messed up, like trying to do that area.
Yeah, no, I
Kind
can
of work.
definitely see.
It's more
You did
challenging
great,
than you
though.
think it will be at first.
Yeah, I feel like the second time I tried to start from the top down, and before I was like just filling in the color where I wanted it. And I think like starting the top down made it make more sense, but it still started to get a little wonky.
Maybe it's too many lines after a while. Totally possible too. Very cool, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining us today, and I appreciate you creating this lovely piece of artwork with your own hands. If anybody tries their foot, please let me know. I'd love to see it. I'm all for any kind of experimentation. So I showed you guys the project that we'll be doing next week. If there's any other suggestions or perhaps a type of imagery that you guys would like to do at some point in the future, I'm all ears. So let me know about that as well. Yeah. Casey, would you like to say anything?
Just that I really enjoyed it, and thank you all for joining us, and we hope we'll see you next week.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks.